Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a new video for you guys in which I'm going to show you how I got ready, and I will be explaining my top 5 favorite Sigma brushes for you guys. So if you want to see what my favorite brushes are with kind of like a live demo with it, then please keep on watching. So to start off this tutorial, I just did this makeup look with my Sigma brushes. They were not all Sigma because I don't have like a full collection of Sigma brushes, but most of them are Sigma brushes. So to start off, I used a Too Faced Hangover primer, and next up I used my NYX Total Control Drops foundation, and to blend this out I used my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. As you guys may know, I always used to use makeup sponges, but I really have grown out of those ones because I always feel like they get kind of moldy and old after a period of time. For me it takes about like 3 months, and then I don't really like using it anymore on my face. I can never really properly clean them, and it's such a waste of money to go out every 3 months to buy a new makeup brush. So that is why I have stepped over to the Kabuki brush foundation side, and the best one which I own is this Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. I use this for almost every step of my foundation, concealer and contouring routine. I apply the foundation with both sides of the brush, and as you guys can see, I only use like 3 dots on my cheeks, but it still holds so much coverage, and that is thanks to this brush. It doesn't take up much product, like barely any, so you get a lot of payoff from your product as well. Next up, I applied some concealer underneath my eyes, and I also blend this out with this brush, and for that I typically used to choose one side like this one, and then you can really get well underneath there in your eye, and it just blends it out to perfection almost. Next up, I also like to use the other side for a contour cream step, which I didn't do today, but I would normally then take the other side to blend out my cream contour so I have a perfectly sculpted face. And also another thing I like to use it for, whenever I do my eyebrows, I always sculpt out the underpart of my eyebrows with some concealer, and I also blend this out with my brush, and then I would also take the concealer side of it, and it just blends it out so quick and easy, and you're ready to go on to the next step. Next up, I always like to set my face. For that today I used the Kat Von D Shade Light palette, and I used the Sigma Large Powder F20 brush. I used this brush to set the parts of my face where I didn't apply any contour, so I can really get well there underneath my eyes with this brush. As you guys may know, I usually use like a makeup sponge by MAC, and I just kind of like pack on the powder right there. It's not really like baking because it's not really a loose powder, but I have a very concentrated amount of powder underneath my eyes. But for that I also really like to use this brush, and it just gives it a really natural type of finish and still holds the coverage. It doesn't pull on your foundation or anything. And also what I like about this brush is I always clean it with the Sigma Spa Matte and the Sigma shampoo for your brushes. And this brush doesn't shed. I can go crazy over my face with it and apply it really quick and heavy, and I have not had a single hair shedding from this brush. I have had that experience with other brushes and other brands, but Sigma brushes don't do that, luckily. Next up, one of my favorite brushes is the Sigma Large Shader brush, and this is the E60 brush. This is a large synthetic brush which I like to use whenever I need to blend out my primer. For my primer I always use the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I've been getting a bit longer nails now. I've been trying to like grow them out a bit more, but because of that it's really hard to really blend in those creams on your eyes. So for that I like to use this brush. It just gives it a very flawless finish, and you can get really well in the inner parts of your eyes, between like your eyelashes and everything, so I really like this. Also I use this brush to set a base and to kind of like set the creams on my eyes. So today for the eyeshadows I use the Shade Light Eye Contour palette, and with a matte white type of eyeshadow I just set my whole eye area. Next brush, which is like absolutely my favorite brush of all of the brushes which I own, is the Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. I use this brush in every eye look which I ever do. That is just because this gets your eyeshadow and your crease colors blended to perfection. I use this in almost every step if you pay like really good attention to like my little Instagram tutorials, which I have. I like to use this one whenever I've applied the color into my crease, but it still needs that little extra blending step which I can't achieve with any other of my brushes. So for that I always like to use this one. I normally don't use any product on this, I just use it to blend the color which is already on my eye. And with that I can get a beautiful smoked out look right here with no harsh lines whatsoever. And that just looks really well, I think. Next up is the Sigma Pencil E30 brush. I like to use this one to kind of get a little bit of a smoked out wing and to pack on my outer V color, as you can kind of call it, I guess. Today I used a kind of like a darker brown shade for that, and I packed on this color, and after that I went in and blended it again with that taper bending E40 brush, so you can get a really smooth transition from the darker colors to my skin color even. So I really like the combination of these two, and I also like to use this pencil brush whenever I did like an eyeliner and I wanted to have a eyeshadow blended over it. I like to use this tapered pencil brush, or this pencil brush as well. It's not tapered, not in the slightest even. Last up I have a combination of two brushes which I always like to use whenever I apply gel eyeliner. For gel eyeliner I have been in love with the Sigma Wicked cream eyeliner, or gel eyeliner. I keep saying cream. It has been absolutely my favorite gel liner ever. It stays on all day, it doesn't smudge, and it is really pigmented, as you can see. And the brushes which I like to use to apply this are the Eyeliner E05 brush and the small angled E65 brush. I like to use a combination of this one, and I always like to use the small angled brush to set up the line on my eye and create that little wing which I have going on, and then go back in with the E05 brush to get it all a bit more precise, a bit sharper, a bit more opaque even. So this one is a really good detail brush to fix up my little mistakes which I have whenever I do my eyeliner. And I just finished up this look with some mascara, some liquid lipstick, and that's it, you guys, really. I have an exam in like 2 hours, so I didn't want to go like all full out and apply lashes and everything, because I still need to look a little bit up for my exam, which I have in a few. So wish me luck. That is it, you guys. This is my little video in which I wanted to tell you guys which are my favorite Sigma brushes. I will have all of the products which I mentioned linked down below in the description, and as like a special ending of this video, you can now use code Jeanine10 at checkout at Sigma brushes to get 10% off of your purchase. Yeah! So that will save you guys some money, and you will get good brushes for that, and now you know where to use them for. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below with what your favorite Sigma brush is, or which brush you should really want to try out, because I'm really curious. And then I will see you guys again in the next video. Bye bye!